Actually, first he became prisoner of. Hello. Yes. Okay. He became prisoner of war, and anyhow he escaped from there. वहां से फिर वो बच जाता है, and he was thrown in. Actually, he might be trying through the seas by swimming and all, but because of the current and all, he was thrown here and there, and he became senseless. And he was hit also, I think, in the trying to escape. वहां से बचने की कोशिश में he might have hit with the bullet. Bullet भी लग गई थी उसको, and that's but he was actually thrown in the sea here and there, and when he came onto the seashore he was in unconscious condition. जब वो सी शोर पर आया था, जो समुद्र किनारे पर आया था, and he was in unconscious condition. And there actually Dr. Sadhau, his house was also situated on the seashore, उसी के ऊपर था. And they found one evening, they were standing at out of their house, and they were having the natural beauty. They were seeing the this one sea and all. समुद्र देख रहे थे. At that time they figured something black, it was moving in the dark. अंधेरे में कुछ चलता हुआ नजर आ रहा था. And everything was over actually, because all these fishermen and all, everything it was over. वो जो भी fishermen थे वो सब जा चुके थे, and they saw something, it was moving. And first then they went near to him. वो उसके पास गए. They saw that it was a man, मतलब एक, and he was wounded, and he was on the knees and crawling का मतलब moving on to the अपनी elbow and all. So he was going on that way. Okay, let's this one. And being a doctor, actually, now what does he do for this? For the soldiers, what does he do? Okay, let's see again the participants. 26. 26 only. Yes, come on, join fast. Still 27. Okay. So what happens now? The story actually. Dr. Sadhau education. First is education. Actually, his father wants that he should become a doctor. He should become a renowned, very famous doctor, and that's why he was sent to America. उसको अमेरिका भेज दिया गया था for the medicine and surgical में to do the education, for the higher education. Dr. Sadhau house was built on the Japanese coast, Japan coast पर बना हुआ था. His father never joked and played with him. कभी भी उसके साथ मतलब he was never loose with him. Just he never treated him like a friend and all. He treated him like a son, and he wants that his son should always be मतलब he wants that he should become a very renowned doctor and scientist. एक doctor or scientist बने. Sadhau knew that his education was his father, and Sadhau also knew that his education was the main concern for his father. उसके फादर की मेन कंसर्न उसकी एजुकेशन थी. फॉर दिस रीजन he had sent him to America at the age of 22 में उसको अमेरिका भेज दिया. And he came back after 30 years, and he became very renowned, famous doctor and surgeon. एक डॉक्टर और सर्जन बन गया था और बहुत ही फेमस था. And it means the father will or wish it was fulfilled. उसकी जो इच्छा थी वो पूरी हो गई. And before his father died, he had seen Sadhau becoming a famous surgeon and scientist. एक सर्जन और साइंटिस्ट उसकी डेथ से पहले मतलब he was very renowned. It means he was very peacefully, और he got satisfaction over the performance of his son. उसके son की performance से काफी बहुत. Now Sadhau married Hannah. Hannah से married की थी. Actually they met in America only, and they were very careful about the Japanese race. Japanese race, अपनी race के, अपनी community के लिए they were very careful. बहुत ही केयरफुल थे. Actually, even Sadhau also, he fell in love after he confirmed that she was pure Japanese. वो pure Japanese थी, तभी उसके साथ उसके love and affection, emotions it started. उसके जो शुरू हुए थे. Sadhau met Hannah in America, and he didn't fall in love until he was sure that he was pure Japanese. Means he didn't fall in love. It means he controlled his emotions, feelings, and all. His father would never have accepted her unless she is pure in her race. Pure in her race means pure Japanese. It means her father also would have not accepted her as a daughter-in-law. उसको as a daughter-in-law नहीं accept कर सकता था. Sadhau met her at a American professor house. उसके American के professor house पर मिली. They came home to Japan, and their marriage had been arranged to the old Japanese way. Means according to the custom and tradition, Japanese tradition, their marriage was arranged. उनकी marriage arranged हो गई. and they are perfectly happy and had 2 children. उनके 2 बच्चे थे and they were very happy. बहुत ही खुश थे वो. The wounded American soldier. Now what? One day they were actually in the evening time. They were just having a glance over the sea. समुद्र का किनारे का आनंद ले रहे थे. Sadao and Hannah found something out of the mist dhundrapan because of the fog and all. It was because normally at the seashore and all this sort of problem, because moisture it comes in the air. हवा में आ जाता है moisture very fast, जल्दी आ जाता है. And a man seemed to be on the hands and knees crawling. अपने हाथ और उन पर knees crawling करते हुए चल रहा था. And then they saw him fall on the face. तब उसको face के बल गिरते हुए they saw. उन्होंने देखा. And he was wounded and lay motionless in the sand. Sand में पड़ा हुआ था and he was wounded. घायल हो गया था, lay motionless without any movement he was. And he was a white man. He was a white man, actually white man tha. And when they saw the cap and all, because he was full of dust, dust and all, वो पूरा भरा हुआ था because of the this mud. And when they saw their cap and all, it was written US Navy. It means he was from the US American Navy, and because he got a bullet also. Actually, he was hurt by a bullet. एक bullet से चोट लगी हुई थी, and because of the movement in the sea, समुद्र में movement के कारण that wound it reopened. उसका जो घाव था दोबारा खुल गया. And he was bleeding. He packed the wound with the sea moss. Now, because he was a doctor, and he knew that what is the treatment and all. So immediately he took some moss. वहाँ से कुछ moss. Moss means that green plants and all. काई इसको कहते हैं. On the near the water it comes. उसने वो ली and just wound, and he packed the wound. उसने उसको pack कर दिया, उसमें भर दिया. And the man cried and didn't awaken. He cried with pain because might have touched the wound. उस घाव को touch किया होगा. And he cried, but he didn't awaken. वो उठा नहीं, जगा नहीं. And they read the faint letter on the cap US Navy. It means that how they identified him. Now what? Sheltered with a white man. Now they want to give a shelter to the white man. Now they were not able to decide what to do because they were totally confused. And here, as a doctor also, his responsibility, what is his responsibility, he should have carried out. And secondly, as a Japanese also. And if they shelter the white man in their house, अगर वो white man को shelter देते हैं, they would be arrested. But if they turned over him as a prisoner, अगर उसको prisoner, he would certainly die. वो मर जाए because he was already in the unconscious condition. Means there was a problem for them. And the couple was in fix. Fix means they were unable to decide what to do because he was a doctor also and he was a Japanese also. Both the things he cannot do. Means somewhere he has to compromise. यहाँ पर उसने कुछ compromise करना. Let's see what he will do. क्या करता है? Whether the community wins over this narrow-mindedness of the state boundaries and all. जो हमारी सीमाएं होती हैं, इनकी boundary से ऊपर humanity होती है या नहीं. All American was their enemy because war was going on and it was a world war. And if he were healthy, they could have turned him over to the police. Means if you would have not been a patient, rather you can say in unconscious condition. Unconscious condition में नहीं होता, so they would have not turned him over. But they would have turned him over to or handed him over to the police. But he was wounded and he would certainly die unless he was operated because operation was needed immediately. And if he's not operating him, certainly he would die. At any rate, something was to be done. इसका मतलब they were in confused, but something was to be done. अब कुछ करना तो था उनको. And the two servants, they were frightened when their master had just told them. उनके master ने जब उनको बताया, the servants and all those who were working in the house, they were frightened. They were full of fear. That what because after all they were Japanese and they were very loyal to their country. अपने country को बहुत loyal हैं. They thought that their master should not heal the wound of this white man. Because they wanted that the doctor should not heal, doctor should not treat him. But after all, he was a doctor. And even they would suspect his patriotism because they think that he was in America and certainly he will do some favor for American. America में because he has studied in America for 8 years. 8 years के लिए America में उसने study की थी and certainly they would suspect his rather than say dedication and loyalty towards the country. Country के प्रति उसकी जो loyalty थी उसको जरूर वो suspect करते. Even Yumi refused to wash a white man. Yumi, the maid, she was cook actually, and returned to her work. Hannah himself washed the Tom breast. उसने Hannah ने उसको मतलब wash किया and with steaming hot water carefully, बड़े ध्यान से उसको wash किया, because after all they are doctor, and real doctor means enemy and this friendship and all hardly matter for them. For them, all the patients they are actually they need help. उनको जरूरत होती है, and as a doctor, it is their moral duty to treat them to the best of their caliber, to save their life at any cost. किसी भी तरह उनकी जिंदगी बचाना उसका काम था. Okay, now Tom was operated now because all the servants they were not happy with the what they decided. Finally, they decided that they would treat करेंगे, and they brought him in the house. उसको घर में ले आए. But the servants they were not happy. They were very angry over this. And after operation and all, after some day, even they left also. वो चले गए. Now both of them they were in a fight. Even Hannah, she was frightened. वो डर गई थी because in case they disclose the matter outside, then what would happen? Means she started thinking all about. Okay, now operation. Let's start. The Sadao asked Hannah to help him in turn the man. उसको turn करने में वो तो उसको मदद की, and he obeyed. She was asked to give the anesthetics if needed, anesthesia to make someone senseless during operation and all, so that to avoid the pain and all. जो भी pain होता है उसको avoid करने के लिए anesthesia and all it is. The bullet was still there. He had lost much of the blood, and it was a huge bleeding already. It was over. And the Hannah could not bear the sight and ran out of the room. वो बाहर चली गई because everybody can't remain in the operation theater, OT and all. You can't stay. It is not means for common people it is very difficult because all the smells of the all medicine and all, even the blood and all, what smell comes, how it is going to affect us. Sometimes you start feeling vomiting sensation and all, ulti aane ki sensation हो जाती है. It is very difficult. But doctor they have got the habit of habitual. They become habitual, and that's why they are doing all these things. Okay, Hannah could not bear the sight, and she had never seen an operation. Okay, उसने भी as a doctor she has because doctor there are two types of, one is the surgeon, another one is the medical officer. Rather than medical, it is one medicine side, another one is the surgical side. Surgical, those who are operating, and medicine, it means those who are treating the patient with the medicine. उनको medicine से treat करते. Sadao went on with his work. Sadao काम करता रहा. But she came with a bottle and some cotton in her hand. बाद में वो आई bottle and all. She came with a bottle means chloroform and all. Because if you smell some chloroform and all, you will become senseless. But nowadays the anesthesia, that is the system is also changed. Only whatever the part is to be operated, there only they make that particular part only senseless. केवल उसी part को senseless करते हैं where the operation is required. Then with a very clean and precise incision, the bullet was taken out. Means the operation was done, bullet was taken out very carefully because it was touching to the kidney. And kidney was all right, of course, but it was near to that, which could be very dangerous. Actually, any carelessness, any part of the doctor, and the died there during the operation. The man quilled with but still unconscious. When the bullet was taken out, he quilled. Quilled means actually shaking, hilna, kampna. And he only muttered a few words in English. Dr. Sadao declared that the man would live in spite of all. Now Dr. Sadao, he told, yes, in spite of all problem, now he's out of danger. He will out of danger. The young man woke up and terrified. Means when he came to sense after the operation, after so many days, when he came to sense, he woke up and he was terrified. वो डर गया था where he was, वो कहाँ पर था. And he was very weak. His eyes closed, were terrified when he saw where he was. जब उसने देखा वो कहाँ पर है, he was very terrified. बिल्कुल डरा हुआ था. Hannah consoled him, not too afraid. Hannah ने उसको कहा, मतलब try to console him, उसको सांत्वना देने की, encourage him that not to worry about that. चिंता करने की जरूरत नहीं है. She confronted him that he would soon be strong. और उसने कह दिया कि जल्दी he will be physically fit and healthy. बिल्कुल स्वस्थ हो जाएगा. And on the third day, the Sadao examined the wound. Tom asked what they were going to do with him. Now Tom, because he was now incensed, he asked what they were going to do, because he came to know that he was only in Japan. Japan में ही है वो, and some doctor has treated him. Doctor ने उसको treat कर दिया. He was very thankful to them. उनके लिए बहुत ही thankful था. But he told, don't thank me now. It is very early, because what I am going to do you don't know. So because at that time he was about to hand him over. उसको hand over करने वाला था. But because the emotions, feeling, it changes according to the time and situation. जैसे भी change होती है. Now let's see what will happen. Okay. Tom asked what they were going to do. He looked barely 17. He was just 17, young soldier. And for a moment, Sadao did not answer. He didn't answer anything, didn't answer. And the Tom was prisoner of war because he was a POW. POW था, and he should have been handed over to the police after when everything is all right. जब सारी चीजें ठीक है तो he should have handed over to the police. मतलब that was the duty of a citizen. एक citizen की duty. It is not only the war is fought by the only soldiers. केवल soldiers नहीं लेते. Every citizen can play a very important role. And if you are together, means if union is strength, I think. Okay, servant grew breathless. Means when after the operation they were thinking that he might not, they might hand him over, but they did not. And now the servant they become very restless. वो बिल्कुल restless हो गए. Servant grew daily more watchful. Shadao wanted the prisoner to get up on his feet. Now he tried as a doctor. He advised him, okay, you get up for 5 minutes, then have a little bit walk, and then again sit down, take rest, but be careful. बिल्कुल ध्यान से काम करना. And slowly they have to increase their strength. उसकी strength बढ़ानी थी. He should practice it every day till gain strength. मतलब धीरे धीरे practice करें डालते. The doctor cautioned him not to thank him so early. और जब उसने when he tried to thank him, so he told not to thank me so early. And the Sadao examined the wound carefully every day. हर दिन मतलब this was the routine when till he was not recovered fully. जब तक वो पूरा ठीक नहीं हुआ, every day he used to check, he used to ask him to have a practice of standing and walking little bit, थोड़ा सा चलने फिरने की है. Because they were also in a very critical condition. Because POW he was they were sheltering the POW. एक POW को shelter कर रहे थे, prisoner of war को shelter कर रहे थे, and that to American soldier. And the young man would be all right in fortnight. On the 7th day, the servant left them. Means after waiting for 7 days, all the servants they immediately left all at once. एकदम सारे चले गए without any care. Now the old general. Why? Actually, there can be one more question because the war was going on between America and Japan. And in Japan, everyone is a soldier. That is the main because they fight. Everyone fights. Okay. But why the doctor was not sent to the battlefield? ये डॉक्टर क्यों नहीं भेजा गया था बैटलफील्ड में? नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. बिकॉज द जनरल ओल्ड देयर वाज वन ओल्ड जनरल. ही वाज वेरी रिनाउंड, वेरी फेमस जनरल इन जापान. जापान का बहुत ही फेमस जनरल था एंड ही हैड वन मेनी बैटल्स. बहुत सी बैटल उसने जीती. दैट्स व्हाई ही वाज हैविंग दैट मच रेपुटेशन. उसकी इतनी रेपुटेशन थी. एंड बिकॉज ही वाज इन पेन एंड ही माइट नीडेड ऑपरेशन एनी टाइम. उसको किसी भी टाइम ऑपरेशन की जरूरत पड़ सकती थी. दैट्स व्हाई डॉक्टर सडाओ वाज नॉट सेंट टू द बैटलफील्ड. इसीलिए डॉक्टर सडाओ को बैटलफील्ड में नहीं भेजा गया था. ओके, दिस क्वेश्चन कैन बी आस्क्ड व्हाई ही वाज नॉट सेंट टू द बैटल. बिकॉज सी इन जापान द व्हाट इज द ट्रेडिशन, एवरीवन इज ए सोल्जर. And because he was a doctor and he was not sent to the battle because the old general he was in pain, he was very sick and any time he may required operation. So then certainly means he was under medical observation. This old general जो था वो एक medical observation में था. He knew that Sadao was indispensable to him. Sadao उसके लिए बहुत ही मतलब एक बहुत अच्छा वो डॉक्टर है. उसके बिना मीन्स यू कैन नॉट लिव विदाउट सडाओ. सडाओ के बिना सडाओ केयर्स एंड ऑल मेडिकल केयर विदाउट सडाओ's medical care is impossible almost. And he did not want Sadao to be arrested. Now because he came to know, he told him, actually doctor told him that this is the case, this is the condition, he is all right and I want that something should be done. मैं चाहता हूँ कुछ भी करें. And the condition, even the condition of Hannah, it became very pitiable after these all servants they are there. जब ये सारे सर्वेंट चले गए थे, हर कंडीशन became very. First of all, the workload, and secondly, she was having a fear that they might disclose the matter. इस मैटर को वो disclose करते हैं. And what was the fear? First of all, if they are arrested, what will happen to their children? उनके बच्चों का क्या होगा? What will be the future? Their reputation as a doctor, उनकी reputation डॉक्टर के हिसाब से क्या होगी? What will happen? It means she was very much worried. And normally it is happens with the women. Because they are emotionally, they are very rather sentimental. Sadao to be arrested and Sadao not to be arrested. And what would happen if they were condemned to the death and the next day he would have his operation? Because the general thought, okay, if anything happens to Dr. Sadao and next day operation is needed, what? Then he didn't trust any other surgeon. दूसरे surgeon को trust नहीं करता. And the general hit upon a plan. Now general told, okay, I got one idea. मेरे पास एक idea है, and it would be the best if American could be quietly killed. इस American को quietly we can kill. चुपचाप इसको मार देते. We have got killers. हमारे killers होते, and they can do everything. They will remove the dead body also if you want. that will be better, because now Sadao wanted to get rid of these soldiers. He has, as a doctor, he has performed his duty, but now he can't risk the peace, whatever it was in the house. Means he did not want to disturb the married life, अपनी married life को, because it was a matter of the future of their children and their family. अपनी family का भी he has to look after, because after all he was a human being. Now the house saved and wondered why. But instead of the old general, he tried, but he actually after this one, after this plan and after this one, he decided that he want to do something for the sake of Hannah and his family. Now what did Doctor Sadao? Because immediately he wanted to get rid of, उससे वो छुटकारा पाना चाहता था without any problem. Dr. Sadao thought over a general plan. Now उसकी एक अपनी general plan थी that he thought over. उसके ऊपर सोचा. The whole thing could go out of his hand. और उसने सोचा if I am not doing anything, अगर मैं कुछ नहीं करता, the things will go out of my hand. मेरे हाथ से चीजें निकल जाएंगी. And then what did he do? And he did not tell anything to Hannah, because he did not want to tell anything Hannah, because otherwise the problem will be created. Or otherwise there will be more problem, more ज़्यादा problem. Next morning he went to the guest room. अगले morning वो guest room में गया. Actually he waited 2-3 nights before that. When general told him that he would send his killers, वो भेजेगा. He waited 2-3 nights. He even left the door open to the garden. Garden की तरफ का जो दरवाजा था, it was because it was very cold, and it was a usual. Logically he could have left it open. वो छोड़ सकता था because of the air circulation. But what was in his mind? That killer quietly they will come, they will enter, and they will do their work, and everything will be done. That was the main purpose. यही main purpose था Dr. Sadao का. That's why he kept. But he waited 2-3 days and nothing happened. कुछ नहीं. Finally he decided that he would do something for the sake of Hannah and his family, अपने परिवार के लिए. Because as a doctor he has performed his duty. As a doctor उसने अपनी duty perform कर ली. Now what did he do? Next morning when he went to the guest room, उसमें गया. He thought of putting his boat onto the shore. उसने कहा भाई मैं shore पे ना एक boat दे देता हूँ आपको. Means now earlier he wanted to hand him over to the police. पहले वो उसको पुलिस को hand over करना चाहता था. But now his idea changed. His totally his feeling changed to us. How many is 30, 28. Okay. His idea totally changed. 28. His idea totally changed about the American. Now he thought of putting up a boat on the shore, and that night with the food and extra clothing. He made all arrangement. He told, okay, I'll give you one boat. मैं एक boat लगा देता हूँ. I'll put all the material required. जो भी material required है, whatever the things are required, I'll put it there. उसमें मैं डाल. And the American might be able to go to the little island. Now there was a little island which was not far away from me there. वहाँ से ज़्यादा दूर नहीं था. And he wanted that he should go to that island because it is totally a isolated place. No one lives there. वहाँ पर कोई नहीं रहता. It is isolation. But the Korean boat passes through that island. Korean boat जाती है. Then he could go to his country. वहाँ से वो Korean boat का he can take the help और वहाँ से अपने country की तरफ जा सकता था. That was his plan. Sadao's plan. Now what did he do, and what precaution and what are the instructions he give to this one American soldier? The American might able to go to the little island, वहाँ पर नाव चलाकर वो जा सकता था, not far from the coast. Nobody lived on the island, and he gave necessary instruction to Tom. उसको एक instruction दी, in case means you don't get boat for 1 or 2 days, 2-3 दिन तक अगर आपको boat नहीं मिलती है, and you are running a short of food and any article if required, you give it 2 flash. You give when the sun is setting. At the time of sun, because in the dark if you are doing, it means you will be spotted there. वहाँ पर आपका पता लग जाएगा. And that he did not. But when the sun just is going down, जब sun जाता है, you give it 2 flash of the torch. 2 बार एक बार flash कर देना, so that I can. If and he told clearly, if you give 1 flash, I'll think that everything is okay, but you are not. But if you give 2 flash, it means you need something. I'm still there. You need something. Okay, then extra thing can be sent there. वहाँ पर extra चीजें पढ़ाई जाए. Extra चीजें मतलब it will be given to you. And he gave all necessary instruction. If his food run out before he caught the Korean boat, he could signal him 2 flashes. उसको 2 flashes signal कर देगा. The young man American shook Sdow's hands warmly. Means at the time of departure, he shook hands very warmly because from the core of his heart, he was very thankful to this. Even he told, if every Japanese are like this, I think there would have not been war. Because there are many reasons for this war and all. Okay, people are everywhere. You can find the real, true humanity. You can find in any country. किसी भी country में मिल सकते हैं. This sort of thing. This is very common, and that's why everyone is. We are surviving on this. इसी के कारण because everywhere we can't work with the system. This sort of you can say generosity or kindness is always required, and this sort of example you will find everywhere. हर तरह ये जो behavior होता है लोगों का, this you will find. Okay, and the young man shook his hand warmly and walked down into the darkness of the garden. Sadao informed the general that the young man had escaped. Now Sadao he went to the general. He told he had escaped, and now general came to know what he had done. कि उसने जानबूझ के उसको निकाला होगा. That was it. Because after all he was a doctor. He can't kill a man. Doctor actually true doctor he cannot kill anyone. किसी को मार नहीं सकता. And now Sadao get him to be. The general had promised Sadao to get him killed. क्योंकि general ने उसको promise किया था. And but due to his own illness actually, due to sometimes there may be question why did he could not send his why did he not send his assassins killers उसने क्यों नहीं भेजे? Because he was in a trouble, he was in pain, he might have forgot his own illness. He forgot the respect of his promise जो उसने promise किया. And because as a general he could not fulfill his promise, अपना promise पूरा नहीं किया, that for the sake of country. It doesn't mean that you are not loyal to the. इसका मतलब ये नहीं है यहाँ पर he was not having any respect or any loyalty towards the country, देश के प्रति, because he was very respected, very reputed general in the country, and he had a very high opinion. People have very high opinion about उसके बारे में लोगों के बहुत ऊंचे विचार. He was very strict normally because it is a nature of job he might have become. Because of the nature of job, किस तरह का job होता है, he might have become, but he was a pure human. He did not receive any signal. Now next day he waited at the time of sunset. Sunset के time में he waited there. He was observing. He did not receive any signal, and no one was on the island. इसका मतलब वहाँ पर island पे आज कोई no signal. He has already given the clear instruction. No signal means he thinks that he will escape. वो escape हो जाएगा. He did not receive and no one was on the island. The prisoner had gone safe. Prisoner वो वापस चला गया था. Sadao remembered that he had a lot of difficulties in finding a place to live in America. Now, why did he do that? That is the main question. Because when he went to America for study, for higher study, he found it very difficult to find a place to live in America. America में उसको जगह नहीं मिली थी, and he was having the same thing. It means we can say that only wearer knows where the shoe pinches. जिसको चोट लगती है दर्द उसी को पता होता है. मतलब we cannot express in the words. हम words में नहीं express कर सकते. In Japan, because American they were full of all this narrow-mindedness and all old tradition. They don't believe in humanity. But still, see, it is a common problem he was facing. But still, he found the people there also who accepted him, being a foreigner who accepted, who sheltered him. Certainly, he has put another example. It means what I told earlier, these sort of people you will find everywhere. In spite of all these problems, still humanity exists and these are. Then he remembered the haggard face of his prisoner. Now he remembered, he was thinking about that. What happened when I was there in America as a doctor? What was my condition? What was my problem? But now again, after this one, he remembered that haggard face. Haggard face means because of the, it was very weak face, rather you can say. उसका चेहरा अंदर की तरफ धसा हुआ था because of the starvation and all, भूख के कारण. The prisoner white and the repulsive, strange he thought that. और उसने सोचा what is strange, what I did. Even he could not believe himself. वो अपने आप भी नहीं विश्वास कर रहा what he did. But as it true, it means we can say that he was a true doctor. He was a true human being. He's a very kind-hearted person. and I wonder why I could not kill him. He was surprised totally why he could not kill him. It means he was having a quality, inherited quality of a human being, a human being quality. Okay, this is all about the question. I try to explain even the questions also. Sometime there may be, I think time is also running out. Yes, 1 or 2 minutes are there. uh, yes, anyone wants to raise hand? Let me see participants. 29. Yes, students, please try to send your homework also. Actually, many students they have not sent. Many students they are sending, yes, regularly, and I think many students they have completed also. I know you have completed everyone, but try to send so that I can mark. And in revision also it will be helpful, because I don't know whether you have completed or not, whether you attended the class or not, because I can't keep the record of each and everyone like this. It is online classes only. Roughly, we are calculating how many students are attending the class daily. So that's why it's a just advice. Please send your homework PDF. If you don't know the number, you can note down 9416160593. Please send the PDF of your homework so that I can mark. Many non-medical and medical students they have sent many. Arts also 2 3 students they have sent. Commerce only one student, I think one student has sent, and commerce is not performing. For the commerce, uh, as a class, I'm having very high opinion about it. I don't know why they are not performing according to the expectations of the teachers. I think students, you can do it. I don't know why you are so. I don't use word carelessness and all, but why you are not sending? I'm unable to understand. So please try to send. Only one student, I think I can tell the name of that one. Plus two commerce. I think no one has. Janvi, Gaurav, Anuradha, Pratham, Himanshu, Pragat. Please try to send your homework. Yes, okay. That lesson from my side is medical and non-medical. They have sent maximum students. 3 4 students from medical 5 students they have sent, and 3 students they have sent from the non-medical. Sejal, Shubham, Rajat, Anshul, Manjeet. You have not sent your homework. Please send one. Sahil and Nigam, Sheetal. Sheetal, I think you have sent. Why? Where is your? Yes, Sahil, Hitesh, you have not send your homework. These are the only 4 5 students are left. Please send your homework. And commerce, you also send. Arts also. Let's see, arts they are doing better. Let's see if you can have a competition with the commerce. Who will send? I'll tell who has sent more homework. Okay, more students are from commerce or arts. Those who have sent homework. Let me see. Okay, have a nice day. Thank you. You can leave the class.
हेलो
हाँ जी sir.
जी राम
You
सर.
can wind up the. Anji sir, you can wind up.
ओके.
Okay, sir. Thank you.